Hi, everybody. I'm Lima Bean, and today I'm gonna be running this game.
Down. 100% okay with this.
She's gonna send you guys on the quest for a ball. You see those ears go up? Is her favorite word.
And that's gonna be the eviction where we all die.
Yeah. You think it's fun?
You know what? It's a good cause, though. I would die to get that dog a ball. It's fine. It's the one thing Daniel cares about.
Dogs. Hi, everybody. It's been a couple weeks since we've done the thing, but we are back and we are ready. When last we left our party, they had finally found a safe haven, or so they think, where they found some MRE, some water, and a radio that somebody shot for no reason. Just they were like, shoot it, done. They've managed to gather some supplies, including some diesel fuel, and got a generator running. And just about that time that the generator started running, they heard some planes overhead. And that's where we're going to jump back in. But real quick, let's meet our cast. Let's start with Clyde. Who you are, who's playing you, and how's Clyde feeling about this bunker here?
Clyde is having an existential crisis because he's gone from being in a bunker to starring in a Twitch show and having to address the fact that his life is just a game. Hi everybody, I'm Noir. I'm playing I'm playing Clyde, who is an accountant. He's had some pretty traumatic events occur to him. He's freshly widowed, which isn't awesome. I mean, what? That's what happened.
True.
I like long walks down the beach, and I have I have a new recent fear of barbecue shops. Don't ask questions. No, he's been widowed. He's in the zombie apocalypse. He's 97.3% sure now. Chances are they're about to be bombed. And he's starting to think that maybe he won't have a job to return to, so maybe this whole 3% thing, the whole thing that has been driving him, might not be worth fighting for anymore, y'all. He's really having a crisis.
His motivation for life might be over?
Yeah, I mean...
You heard him say it here, folks.
He might need a new motivation. I mean, because can you justify really getting 3% of a municipality's fee to a contractor in the midst of the zombie apocalypse? He can't do it, or he's having a hard time doing it.
Also, I'm pretty sure the city's just about to not exist in a minute.
Yeah, so it's like, man, where would that money even go? Because he can't keep it, because that's embezzlement.
Yeah, and also in the zombie wasteland, is cash worth anything?
I mean,
While
people still think it is, you can use the dollars for vending machines to get bottle caps.
It's true. That's fair. Bottle caps. Quinn, how do you feel about this zombie apocalypse now? Who you are, who's playing you, and have you come to terms? I think you said it 2 episodes ago that this is the zombie apocalypse.
I still don't know that that's the terminology that I agree with. I'm Diana. In real life, IRL.
IRL.
Quinn, I don't know. Quinn is just kind of trying to determine whether or not this is a safe group of people to stay with. She's a pragmatist. So, if it makes sense, she's gonna hang around. If it doesn't, she'll go somewhere else. After seeing how bravely this team can attack file cabinets last time we were together, I feel pretty confident that this is the group. These are the winners. Still trying to figure out, what happened to everyone, and my coworkers and my family and all of that. But all of that can wait until I know we're safe.
Sheriff, out of all of the folks here, deputy, out of all the folks here, you seem to have suffered the most in the early onset of this outbreak, but now you're smelling like a rose. You got your family here, you've got your wife, your son, and your mother-in-law. You should be feeling like you got it made in the shade.
I would say that he actually isn't going to feel the weight lifted off of him. In fact, because of all the stress and hardship and misfortune that had happened at the beginning of this event, having them all here, he feels like anything's gonna happen and he's gonna lose it all now that he has it. Something could still happen to Barbara. Something could happen to this bunker. And I think that anxiety has been what piled into his actions at the end of our last episode, where he panicked and he fired at the radio.
Speaking of Barbara, she's missing a leg still. Just no particular reason. Just throwing that out there. Those don't grow back.
She's not a newt. We can't get into her.
Mate, well, I don't know. It depends on what kind of bombs they drop here in a minute. She might grow an extra limb. And last but not least, Daniel. How you faring? You got here. You think you got a message from your father, which led you to this bunker, and now you are trapped with these people, for better or for worse, for the time being. We all know that Daniel is maybe morally ambiguous.
Well, right now he's just really excited that the sheriff, in his infinite wisdom, chose to shoot the radio as opposed to the CDC 6600 series computers that are lining the walls, because those are a work of art versus the radio, which is useful but a dime a dozen. So he is excited to get his hands on those computers at the moment. I'm not even sure that Daniel remembers he's in an apocalypse right now because of the sheer excitement for the CDC 6600 series.
Nerd.
Yes.
Hella nerd. But that's all right. We're all nerds here. With that,
Clyde's not a nerd.
Clyde and Daniel.
See your face. That's it.
we rejoin our party several days later. You got the generator up and running, you got enough gas, and then the fighter jets streaked overhead, and you heard them coming. And you heard explosions south of you. And then later that day, when you were sort of hunkering down or bunkering down, as it were, you heard more jets flying over. You hear them streaking from the south to the north, east to west. You all, let's see, Clyde and Daniel, you probably know a little bit as well. A lot of fighter on the West Coast come out of Nellis Air Force Base in Las Vegas, as well as a couple other Air Force bases around in this area. Idaho, in particular, is home to is where Mountain Home is, which is where the F-15s are, which would do a lot of bombing operations in this situation, and they would be going from north to south as long as they held out. By the time the jets stopped running 3 days later, you aren't sure if you are relieved or if you're more concerned because of the implication that the jets aren't flying anymore, what that leads. You all have been in the bunker now for 3 days. There's not a lot of food and water. That's what I was going to type here, and instead I wrote no worries. Anyway, sorry. It is the four of you with Deputy Maxwell Gray's wife, young son, his mother-in-law, and Judy, who is salt of the earth, indomitable dispatcher for the Corvalis Police Department, who somehow made it up here with a pack of Pall Malls and a shotgun, living on a prayer. How would you all have passed the time? I assume that you probably pull that hatch shut.
Is it assumed that we went into the bunker?
Oh, I guess you don't have to. You could see the explosions south in the general Corvalis area.
Like, how close does this bombing seem?
You guys are currently... one moment. I had this before, and I didn't pull up my stuff. You're only 9 miles from the city center of Corvalis, and remember that passenger plane had gone down on the east side of the river there, or the main highway.
Then yeah. Then I'd go in a bunker if we're that close to city center. And
I'm definitely inside the bunker. I want to see if the computers would work, if I could manage to get the supercomputers up and going, and then if not, then I'm going to want to start disassembling them for parts, i.e. the cable, the cords could be used. We could tear them apart and use the copper wirings inside for different things, and the different fiber optics within, and so on and so forth.
I don't think they had fiber optics in 19 whatever.
You were right. I was thinking today, not okay. So the copper wiring and shit, anything that I think might be useful, I want to tear from the computers, like hoses. And then I also want to take one of the plates as a sentimental value type of thing. I'm gonna put it in my backpack.
Did we ever establish, I know we got it back for a time, but did we permanently get back like cell phone towers?
They were up for a while. When the bombing starts going off, you start getting spottier signals, and then they fail within the first day.
I would have tried to call my husband again.
Okay.
And if I couldn't get through, I don't know, I'd probably pass the time just like talking to Rasmussen and trying to win him and Judy over, like...
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
You aren't able to get through to anybody. Chicago is not answering. So nobody on the other side. Your phone is able to ring out for the first 6 hours or so, but after that, it doesn't. And inside the concrete bunker, you don't have any service.
Okay.
Clyde.
Yes.
How are you passing the time as we are presumed the hatch is closed. You all have gone into the concrete once the bombing started going.
And when you say all of us, you mean like the soldier, the kid, and the old lady, and the wife too, right?
Yep.
Okay. He is organizing all the MREs. He's keeping account of them.
Of course.
Doing the math on how long they should be able to last. And probably looking at the radio like, really wish we could have used that. And going to Daniel. Are you sure you should be pulling things from the computer? We don't know what that will do.
Question for the DM or for the GM. Was I able to get power restored to any of the computers?
Yeah. Yeah. So once you got the generator up and running, and the radio is on this whole time, so you are able to catch up different frequencies from the radio, where you hear mostly terrified jabber going back and forth. It is military frequencies, but you're not getting a lot of like actionable intel, because anything like that would be over a secured line, and this does not have crypto. The computer comes on, but we're talking, a 1970s computer, so you could do some data crunching. It looks like it was used mostly as storage for Cold War intelligence that really doesn't matter anymore, like location of large amounts of data that had names and locations and lists and things of that nature.
So then during that time, I would have made sure that I left one up and going, and so to get parts from others, I would have taken apart the ones that weren't attached to that one that I'm leaving up and going, obviously. And there's a couple things I want to try to do. I would like to, one, see if there's a way that I could connect the radio input to the computer's input, so where I could type and maybe connect to somebody else through Morse code.
Okay, all right.
Because you said it was just the earpiece, or just the mouthpiece that was blown off.
Yep.
And then if that doesn't work, then he's going to want to write a small, easy program to just play a game of Pong with Clyde.
Okay. I will figure out how we're going to roll for that to see how successful you are in just a moment. How are you passing the time there, Deputy?
Probably trying to distract Calvin, and talking with Barbara, and beginning to worry about her mother. No medication for a couple of days, and we're all trapped in this small area. Well, willingly. He's probably just trying to keep himself preoccupied, trying to keep himself from getting frustrated and worked up like he did the other day. I'd imagine, definitely keeping an eye on his wife.
Okay. So as far as Barbara goes, she gained some coherency, and she's able to talk, but she's still running a fever. And you've used up, by the end of day 3, you've used up all of the antibiotics that you took from the veterinary's office. Daniel, roll me, we're going to go with our basic stuff here. So roll me, not intelligence. That's not. There we go. Roll me willpower for that big brain.
It's a nope. It's a big old nope from me.
It's how many degrees?
3.5 degrees of failure.
Yeah, not only are you unable to connect the computer to the radio in a meaningful way, you actually short out the last computer when you're trying to do this and the screen goes dark.
Ah, damn it. Well, I guess you're right, Clyde. I shouldn't be taking this stuff apart. I guess I don't know what I'm doing, and I thought I did. My apologies. And he throws it all aggressive like because he's mad now.
Okay. Well, here's lunch. And he's gonna hand you an MRE. And everybody just needs to take a deep breath. Don't have Mayor here to help us with that, but you know what we do have? We have food, we have shelter, we could stand to get some water, but we'll work on that soon. But nobody should be touching anything they don't know how to put back together, okay? So that means no shooting things, no pulling things, no unscrewing things. No burning things, and he's just gonna be doing that just long enough to annoy whoever's in like the vicinity.
Question.
Yes.
Are you rationing? Are you attempting to ration out the MREs? Like, are you opening them up and setting aside caloric intake, or are you allowing everybody to just grab whatever they want?
No, he's setting them. He has done the work so that they'll last for a very long time.
How does everybody else feel about Clyde just taking over the food situation here and telling you what you can and cannot eat?
Oh, I mean, Daniel's fine with it. He really likes Clyde, so.
You know, it's even more beneficial when I don't have to count my own calories for the day. Now, I will ask about the sugar content on just about everything that I am handed. Sugar, like artificial sugar is just not good for you. Like sugar alcohols are okay. But no carbs if I can really help it. Just
I've taken your dietary restrictions into account. Here's the caloric information on these rations that I set aside specifically for you that should coincide with everything that you requested, and it'll last for a very long time. It's been portioned out to last, but this fits exactly what you're looking for.
I will eat less than was portioned out.
Oh my God. It's already like everything has been strained. He's just like, ooh. For Calvin especially, he started with a very sweet heavy load, and it kind of tampers down to kind of get him used to the fact that he's gonna have to eat less to survive longer.
Did you just use the wrong name for your character?
Oh no, I was talking about the kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was real excited for a second. You don't understand.
Yeah, I know who I am, or who I'm playing, or who I am.
Wait, so you're starving the child?
No, I'm front loading him with like heavy meals, and then we're tampering down to get him used to it. So it's not like you're starting with nothing and then you stay that way. It's like,
so seeing this process, probably the first day it's whatever. But on the second day, Clyde.
Yeah.
How long do you expect us to be down here?
I don't know, but I'm preparing for the worst. You can see up until this point, this is how long we can last without water. So once we get to this meal, we'll have to get water, or we'll all begin to show signs of dehydration. And then once we get around to this meal, that's when we're going to start dying from dehydration. But there is a way to recycle if we need to get to that point. I watched it on Bear Grylls, but I would rather not.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna dig around through whatever bag I've been carrying through this whole ordeal and pull out the bag of doTERRA stuff.
Oh, yes, of course.
And I'll kind of just take it to Clyde and say, if we need to supplement anything, there's probably a couple useful.
Well, that there's probably some useful stuff out there. Also, and this is, if he pulls out the 2 bottles of rum and whiskey. Just, we've got what we've got. And we've got what everybody can pitch in, and at some point we will need to go out and scavenge. But I would like to give us as much time as possible for the collateral damage of the airstrike to resolve as possible before we go out there.
What do you mean, collateral damage? I don't want to stay down here.
Right. I don't want to stay down here either. We just we can't be sure when the next airstrike will come.
Well, it's been 2 days.
Daniel.
Okay. Oh, of course, sorry.
Well, no offense, Clyde.
Okay, so this whole time Daniel's been sitting off in a corner by himself, sulking because he's mad at himself for not succeeding at what he is good at, or how he sees it. He's not doing well.
Daniel Rasmussen, do you think it's likely that they're going to send additional air raids?
Oh, what day are we on?
It's been 48 hours.
It feels so much longer. Yeah, there's a good solid. It depends on what the aerial reconnaissance say. I mean, if they fly by and they still see a lot of zombies out there, then yeah, they're gonna send more bombs out that way. We can't really know unless we have eyes as well.
Well, no, we can. If they're not doing air reconnaissance, then they aren't going to do more airstrikes.
You might not hear the air reconnaissance.
Wouldn't
They
we
could
see it
be
if we
easily
went up there?
unmanned drones that are small. I mean, we don't know where their flight path is. They may not even fly directly over us for all we know. Rasmussen?
Yeah, I would have expected the rest of my unit to show up by now, if they were going to show up. So I would say, my professional opinion as a guardsman of the Oregon National Guard, that if they've quit flying the planes, either the threat has been eliminated or the planes have been eliminated.
Or the guys who fly the planes have been eliminated? Awesome.
There's another worry that I would like for us all to call to attention. If things have gotten to the point where the U.S. military has approved bombing American soil, I don't think that they're too concerned with who they take out. I think that this whole area has been marked off, meaning that if they are continuing reconnaissance and they see us moving about, I don't think they're going to take the time to decipher whether we are among the living or the dead. And I believe that attitude would be included if they have boots on the ground still as well. So I want us to be extra cautious. I think that we all need to keep our bearings about us.
I'm not going to stay down here and wait for my wife to die of some infection. I'm not going to stay down here and slowly pick away at rations until we dehydrate or starve.
So what do we do?
Charles,
I go
honey. Charles. Don't you need to be at work today?
Judy.
Question: Have you been giving her antibiotics?
This is your mother-in-law.
This
Oh.
is, the older woman. Or not Judy. Sorry, what the hell's her name?
Barbara.
No, not Barbara.
No,
Barbara's
Barbara's
mom.
his wife.
Susan.
So it's within Susan. Thank you. Sorry.
You know, those generic lady names.
Any of them in my life. Susan, take a seat.
I really think you need to call into the office if you aren't going to go to work today, sweetheart.
Does she not realize
Susan.
it's a zombie apocalypse?
Does she have
Charles
dementia?
is. Yes.
Great.
You need to take a
Should
seat.
have left her out there.
It's okay. All right.
Okay, I'll sit down, but I know that we have that dinner planned for this evening.
Susan, you should
I
really
got
take
a
a look at
roast.
this article that I found. I'll pull out a magazine, probably Elle or InStyle or some fashion magazine that I had on me. And I'll kind of like just sit her down and open it up to one of the pages for her so she has something else to focus on.
Oh, look at this recipe. I could do that.
You could. I'll bet it tastes delicious.
I could make a roast for tonight.
Thank you. I have to go see. I have to see what's going on up there.
Okay, well, you're not going alone.
I'll go. I'm useless elsewhere.
Daniel, you're fine. We all make mistakes. You're good, buddy.
That's fine. I'll go up there.
Okay. We're just gonna take a look around, and then we'll decide from there. But if we do any reconnaissance, we'll try to be back by nightfall.
Be mindful of any attention you bring and don't bring it back here.
Well, first let's see what's happening topside.
Well, hold on a minute. Clyde, you know the city. We kind of need your help here.
You see him like very reluctant. He goes, "Look, the MREs. I have a whole I have a system in place, but I think I've improved the system. If I could just move some numbers around. Okay, I'm gonna have to go, aren't I?
We kind of need you. And look at it this way: when one of us dies, you can redo the whole system again.
I've already calculated. That gives us an additional 7 days for each person that dies.
Great.
Wonderful.
Something to look forward to.
I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just saying, in a bad situation, we have a little bit of light to add to it. It's just that we all get to last a little bit.
Yeah, silver
longer.
linings and all that, right?
Yeah.
What is
Who gets
Rasmussen's
it?
first name? Would I have found that out in the time that I've been spending with him?
Is it Jed or Jeb or something?
I want to say it
That's
is Jeb, but that
different
might be
one.
from Iron Dust and Blood.
That was his ancestor.
That was his name.
Nope, just Corporal Rasmussen.
Can we give
His-
him a first name that I might have learned?
His name is Randy.
Randy
Randy
Rasmussen.
Rasmussen
Ooh, that's
from
unfortunate.
Oregon.
Randy, you have to come too.
Don't you think somebody should stick around and watch the little
That's
little
why
one
Judy's here.
I mean, I think we can all just leave them. They're not going to be useful for much longer anyway.
I mean, not to be rude, but there's a little bit of a wild card here, and he points to Susan. I mean, don't we want somebody to keep an eye on her?
Susan is gonna be fine.
Judy.
Yeah, don't worry about them. I got them right under my own watchful eye.
Well,
Now, she's gonna pull you aside, and she says, "Now, Maxwell, sweetheart, yeah, Barbara's not doing so good. She's this fever hadn't broken in 3 days, and I'm starting to get a little worried. The leg wound looks a little angry, if you know what I mean. And I just don't know. You said she was bit. I don't know. If it comes down to it, though, I'm gonna have to protect Calvin, if you know what I'm saying."
I'm heading out specifically for her. I won't be gone long. Judy, I need to trust your judgment.
Shoot, I got him here, didn't I, sweetheart?
I know, and I thank you for that.
If I could just pop up just for a nip to get a hit or two of this nicotine here, that'd be great.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I don't want to put you out, but if you happen by a pharmacy and you get a pack of those nicotine patches, I'd really like that.
I'll keep you in mind. Thank you, Judy.
Y'all headed up?
yup.
Yep.
My gear.
Yeah, but there is some murmuring and complaining as he does.
As you come up through the hatch, the buildings around you are still intact. In fact, it doesn't look like any major damage was done at all on this area. The smell of burning and smoke is heavy in the air, however, and ash floats down from the sky. Something large burned hot for a while. The wind is blowing slightly in from the south, and it brings with it this cloud of ash and smoke.
Is there a metallic taste to the air?
Like blood, kind of?
Like electric.
Boogie, boogie, woogie. What are you looking for?
Like... Yeah. Like, radiation.
Oh, nope.
Okay.
This seems to be conventional warfare.
Right.
Well, as conventional a warfare as there can be when one side is undead.
Okay. Any sound once we're up there?
Eerily quiet. Now, you all, Clyde and Maxwell, you know that south of you, not too far, you passed it on the way in, is the small town of Adair Village, where the original military base was. They don't have many amenities there, but there is there's a little food mart, and there is a fire station. North of you, several miles, is the town of Monmouth and Independence, and further north of that is Salem, which is the state capital, which is the largest city in this area. You don't know if that one was also bombed or not. And due east of you is the town of Albany, which is about the size, a little bit larger than Corvalis.
Okay. Yeah, I think between Clyde and I will relay that information. I think it'd be smart if we head south.
What are we looking for exactly? I don't understand.
Medicine, food,
Water.
water, precisely. There is, I believe, Bowers and Callaway Creek over by Adair Village as well. If we need to, we can get water from there. But at the very least, I know that there is a food center in Adair Village. We can see if there's anything left.
We should be looking for a different place to stay, too. being underground, it's nice for the moment, but there's one entrance, one exit.
I agree. It's not really the best of places to hold out.
Something heavy falls on that door, we're screwed.
Yeah. Where is the sun?
In the sky.
Yes, it is still in the sky. It is a little past noon right now. The sun is overhead, but there is a thick layer of smoke and smog between you and the sun.
Okay. Well, let's make this quick then.
Judy comes out and takes a couple puffs and then carefully puts out her hoarded Pall Malls and goes back down into the bunker. And you hear there's on the underside, there's one of those wheels, as well as another place where you can put a lock. And you all had taken a piece of the wire, the thick copper wiring that Daniel had pulled out of the computer and sort of used that as a makeshift lock that would be pretty difficult to break. Quick reminder, there are 2 vehicles here currently, 3, whatever Judy drove in, which would have been a Honda Civic. Judy drives a Civic. There's also the Honda Odyssey van that was Barbara's car that the soldier and Maxwell and Quinn arrived in, and the slightly battered Honda Accord in which Clyde and Daniel were surviving the apocalypse on their own accord in.
Well, let's take the van. It's got the most storage space. Be able to pack
The
things
Honda
up.
Accord does have the Honda Odyssey does have ample storage space, especially with the stow and go seating and the 2 rear opening automatic doors.
I think we should probably take 2 cars. That way, in case one of them falls apart, we have the second one to rely on.
That's not a bad idea.
All right.
Yeah, well, and Clyde wordlessly just heads to his Honda Accord.
I would like to try and race Daniel to the passenger seat of the Honda Accord because I know he's going to try and ride with Clyde. And I need to have some words with the accountant.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
About that fabled 3%.
Let's do a contested roll of let's do endurance.
Quick question.
Quick answer.
Diana, would Quinn have told Daniel that he was going to be in a race? Or are you just going to take off running towards the car and then he's going to see you and have to react?
She probably wouldn't say it. She might give him a look. Not like a mean one, but just like a kind of like a let me handle this sort of look. But I also don't know that he would understand that or be respect it. So
Okay, so then either I think I should roll with disadvantage then.
Sure.
Because he wouldn't just let her have it, but he's not paying attention to her, so he's just going to see her run towards the car, so then he's going to run after her.
Okay. How do the rest of you react when these 2 just take off running towards the Accord?
it's more like a speed walk. Like
Well, it starts as a speed walk, and then he thinks he's going to lose, so he speeds up, and then he
then I
definitely
speed up,
loses.
Clyde is afraid. He just sees 2 people chasing him, and he's very concerned.
Already turned the car on.
Rasmussen got in the passenger seat of the Odyssey with you.
You beat me, by the way, unless you rolled really poorly, because I rolled really poorly.
Oh, I rolled really good.
How many
Okay, yeah,
degrees
you
of
definitely
success-
beat me. I mean, I like tripped everything.
How many degrees of failure did you get there?
Oh, I rolled 100.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
God.
Daniel gets confused and trips and falls.
In
Holy
fact, you know what? I
sh-
was planning on this happening. As he falls, out tumbles the 2 now empty bottles of liquor that he had with him, which was whiskey and vodka. I mean, they were the 2 small ones, but he drank them, and and they just like tumble out of.
Oh my God! Did you come to this mission drunk?
What? No, I'm not drunk. It takes more than 2 to get. I'm buzzed at worst.
Look.
See? Yeah.
Do I see or hear this commotion
Roll me
from
spot
inside
listen.
the car?
I mean, you definitely see Daniel fall.
Yeah, that's 1 degree of success.
With 1 degree, I don't think you from the van you see the liquor bottles tumble out. You definitely see him fall, and Quinn race
I
on
get
to
up.
the Honda Accord.
Stumble forward and keep going towards the Honda Accord and climb in the back seat.
Okay.
I forgot I don't have my mare. So we are gonna be bumping some what other CDs? Oh, some Hootie and the Bowfish.
Woo, Hootie!
As soon as he
It's
turns
tough.
it on, I'm gonna turn it down so it's almost off and just say, we should probably try and be quiet until we know what's out there.
To which I go, turn it up! Let's listen to some Hootie! And I'll lay down in the back seat. Don't even care about the blood that's still back there.
I'm just gonna
No
turn
worries.
it up a touch, just a touch louder, and go. All right, that is a good idea. I won't crank it, but it's nice to have something to mellow us all out. Welcome to the Accord. Please put on your seatbelt.
I'm not gonna be doing that. Listen.
I immediately put on my seatbelt. I know what happens in these cars.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last person who
Drunk
sat
or
here
not.
died. So,
Oh.
My emotions.
I don't know if it's because she was a woman or what, but sorry, Noir, I love you.
I love you back, Al.
Listen,
Yes.
you maced me in a street
Mm-hmm.
during what I would consider a pretty hostile attack of a moment.
Yeah, you were being kind of a bitch. Oh,
Daniel,
I
if you
don't feel so
shut
good.
up, I'm gonna come back there and make sure you never wake up.
Quinn, I
don't
can't
feel so
move the
good,
car
guys.
until you put your seatbelt on. I'm sorry.
Well, then we're gonna be sitting here for a minute.
Okay.
Don't ever do that again.
Well,
Ding.
I will tell you this
Ding.
much.
Ding. Ding.
It wants you to put
Ding.
on. It wants you to put on the
Ding.
belt.
Finish your thought.
I will not. I will not mace you as long as you respect my boundaries. It was because you did not respect it. It really wants you to put on the seatbelt.
Ding. Ding. Ding.
Okay. Well, I will just tell you that I will always let you know when you are approaching a boundary. I will give you that warning, and if you should cross that boundary, I will react in a way. That's what my therapist said was healthy for us.
Ding.
You really gotta put on that seatbelt.
Ding.
It's the sound, the noise, when I hear it, my brain, I just really, you have to, because I can't drive because laws, if you don't, there's a cop, put on the seatbelt.
If you want, I can sit up front. I'll wear my seatbelt.
It's okay. We all have to learn to work together. I almost can't see
Ding.
Maxwell anymore.
Ding.
Oh my God.
Ding.
Oh my God.
Ding.
Clyde,
Yes.
just drive.
I can't.
Okay,
my
I'm
body.
gonna take the seatbelt And I'm gonna do the thing that I feel like everyone's probably done once or twice.
Don't you
I'm gonna put it behind my back.
Don't you backclip.
Yep.
Don't you backclip.
Well, you gotta hand it to her. Problem solver, that one.
Oh, you are it. You know what? Your life is your own. Oh. And he puts it in the first gear, and because I know it's not clipped. Okay, and then he drives normally, but it's like slower.
I'm gonna while he's
Daniel...
Go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, I was gonna say, while he's pulling away, Daniel's gonna lean forward and loudly whisper, "You should just brake check her, man."
No, because we're all on the same team.
I'm gonna punch Daniel really hard in the shoulder so that he kind of gets like pushed back into his seat.
We're all on the same team. Like, if there's almost tears in Clyde's eyes as he's just saying it to himself and looking into the road. We're all on the same team. We're all on the same team.
Daniel, you should probably sit back. It's a lot safer that way.
I don't know. I mean, I like to be in part of the conversation. You know how when you have a dog in the car that's sitting in the back seat, they like to put their head up towards the middle? Yeah, it's because they like to be part of the conversation, and I'm the same way. I like to be part of the conversation.
Why you slip away? He's just singing.
Meanwhile, where are you headed, Maxwell?
Straight south. I'll make some decisions as soon as the little village comes into sight.
Okay. So you head out on Camp Adair Road, heading toward the Pacific Highway, then turn south. All this area around you is fields. There's a few houses here and there, but it's mostly just sectioned off farmland as you head south. And then neighborhoods start to come into view. And there are people at the houses here. As you drive further south, you notice a house here with the windows and the doors boarded up, with a few of the undead on the outside banging on the wall or dragging at the door. Not common, but you see 3 houses as you head south that this is happening at. Village Adair is not super populous. It's a smaller, it's just a small township here, but there are dead about.
You prepared to use that thing?
Oh yeah, I got a marksman badge. I'm ready.
Okay. If they don't appear to be whatever the hell is going on with these people, wait for my word. I know some of them. They come into the city sometimes. They're simple people.
Zombies?
I like their privacy.
No, the zombies aren't people anymore. I guess they would be simple people.
If they're not infected.
Oh, right, yeah. I got you. That makes sense. As you head south, the city hall and the village food mart appear on your left ahead of you.
Okay. Any commotion at the hall?
Sorry, there's some very loud vehicles going by outside. No, City Hall actually has burned. It looks like it caught fire. It doesn't look like it was bombed or anything like that, but like a fire got out of control and burned City Hall to the ground.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna pull around left on Vandenberg Ave. Do I see the coffee house as I come by too?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the Village Food Mart and a Sweet Taste Bakery and Coffee House right there.
All right. I'm gonna park in front of the food mart. What do I see? Any other cars around? Windows smashed? Motion?
Both. There are some cars. There's it's a small food, like it's a food mart restaurant. It's not like a grocery store, full-on grocery store. The windows are smashed out of the front. That they have bars over the windows, just a basic security next to a highway kind of thing. And it looks like the front doors were closed, and the glass has been broken out. There is one car in the parking lot, and as you pull up, there's somebody in the driver's seat that's twitching.
Get a knife on you?
Just my multi-tool.
All right. Hopefully that thing doesn't get loud. Or hit the horn. Shit.
It has its seatbelt on.
All right. We're going to wait for them to arrive. Do we get anything about this? Are we heading there? Make sure you clear the rooms. Watch your corners. Tight formation. We're going to sweep through.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody hiding in there getting some drop on us.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So Noir Clyde and Quinn and Daniel, you all pull up not too far behind them. They've gotten out of the car and looked at this other. They've gotten out of the Honda Odyssey and looked at this other, this Toyota piece of crap that just didn't survive the apocalypse, and neither did the driver.
Can we see the thing in the front seat?
Once you get out of the car, it's hard to miss.
Before the car probably even stops completely, I'm getting out and I'm like, what
are you doing?
This is why she didn't want to wear a seatbelt.
Wait till the car comes to a complete stop. That's 101.
Wait,
Hey, I guess he should have been driving a Honda, huh?
You're jumping out of the car to ask us what we're doing?
Yes. Like, in a loud whisper, not screaming in the street.
Quinn, relax. What? I don't understand. Okay, we're going in there and we're gonna see what is in there. What supplies we can get.
Shouldn't we go through the whole town first? Make sure that there isn't, I don't know, like, a fire or a horde of those things, or...
I don't see what that would benefit us right now.
Okay.
Lynn, do you have a weapon?
I have whatever I found that I could use to bludgeon. I know I was looking for an axe or something along those lines, but I didn't find one, did I? Keeper, storyteller.
I'm trying to remember. I
don't think you did.
Did you find a pipe?
I know I found a
bit of
pitchfork
pipe.
at one point, but I don't want that. I want something smaller and easier to wield, like a club of some sort.
Clyde is gonna walk over to Quinn and go, okay, you have to promise you're not gonna hit me with this, okay? And he pulls out the baton and he hands it to you.
I happily accept the baton and make no such promise.
He notices and he just goes, please don't hit me with that.
I guess you're right. If we're gonna look for somewhere else to be, we should probably scope it out. However, there were several infected a little to the north, where the homes are. The people who live in Adair.
Are we like out on the street right now? Like, what are we in a parking lot? What is our actual?
It's sort of a parking strip in front of this. So the main highway just lets off onto this smaller road, and the village food mart is right there with, a dozen parking spaces. It's laid out in an L of parking spaces.
Do we have a pretty good line of sight for the surrounding area?
There's actually quite a few trees. So south of you, it's south and west is all trees, so you don't get a long line of sight. To your east, it's more fields and some more buildings.
Okay, well, I'll go about 20 feet over there and make sure that it's safe. Find whatever you can.
We're already out of the car, so we might as well investigate the shop. I'll start heading in.
I'm still gonna double back real quick to just 15-20 feet, just to make sure that there's not a legion of undead or bombers or a bunch of armed and angry military men patrolling the area, that kind of thing.
Are you staying outside as a lookout, or are you just taking a quick look?
It depends on how long they spend outside of the building, I guess.
I'm going straight in.
No, you're not. I'm going to give them the lay of the plan. Okay. Rasmussen and I are going to head in first. They're going to follow behind when we give them the clear signal.
Clyde's going to go, respectfully, officer, I think I have a better track record during this crisis than you do. So
yeah, he didn't shoot the radio.
I'm gonna go in and you can all follow and don't cause a ruckus. You have to remember, this is zombies, okay? You know the law, I know zombies. So
I'm not concerned about zombies, Clyde. I'm concerned about somebody holed up there with a shotgun ready to blow your ass to smithereens. Do you want to walk straight in, all cavalier into that?
I want to walk in, let my approach be known, and potentially gain a new ally rather than shooting first.
I didn't think I'd ever say this, but I actually agree with the sheriff on this one. We should shoot first, ask questions later. After you, oh gracious pawn, sheriff guy.
What the hell is your problem?
What the hell is your problem? It's a zombie apocalypse. Duh. Any
Clyde,
water?
for your best interest, I'm going in first.
I think I'm the only one here that's not emotionally compromised, but I'm outnumbered, so I can't stop you.
Good. All right.
When they have argued in the street for a little while, not super long, but are you just looking and going, or are you going to follow them in? Or are you going to stay outside?
How loud were they? Because Quinn would have kept going until they were out of earshot.
I know Clyde was trying to keep it quiet.
I wasn't yelling, but I probably got to a normal voice level.
Yeah, about this much.
Daniel was loud, drunk whispering.
There's the wild card.
I agree with the sheriff on this one.
So
I
would have gone until they were out of earshot.
Okay.
Taken a look around to see what I could see.
And
then I
which
would've-
direction were you headed?
I would have walked not towards the homes, but sort of back towards the freeway entrance.
Okay.
Since that's more of a main thoroughfare.
Yeah. As you head back towards the main entrance, the Pacific Highway that you had just come down, and it's again, now you're even closer. You're about 7 miles away from the city, and in the distance, with the sun overhead, you don't see like flames burning high into the night or anything like that, but that ash and that smoke is still coming with that breeze that's coming your way.
But nothing like in front of me right now.
Yeah, no zombie horde.
Okay. That was the main concern. And I don't hear any other humans.
Nope.
Great. Cool. Then yeah, I would head back towards the door. If they had already gone inside, I don't know. I would follow, but I would also be very careful to make sure we weren't doing something dumb like locking ourselves in.
Okay. The door's locked when you first walk up to it. Now, this isn't some fancy padlock or anything like that. The glass is busted out, but the door is still locked behind the bars. And these are bars set into the door, not like a cage drawn down.
So the glass is broken, but there are bars there still impeding you from getting in?
Yeah, if you wanted to slip in. Yeah, but if you were to... You could attempt to break the door in. Like, it's a deadbolt lock in metal.
First, I would look for another route, like a back door.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a service entrance, a back door here, around the other side into where the kitchen is, where there's a pizzeria.
Is that locked?
This one is also locked, but this is a regular wooden door in a metal frame.
All right. We're going to breach the door.
Okay, how are you doing this?
Good old boot heel.
Wait.
All right.
Is there access on the roof?
No, this is less like a grocery store and more like a
Corner store?
yeah, it's more like a gas station almost. Like it's got a peaked roof. It's not like a flat access
Gotcha.
roof.
Gotcha.
I doubt it.
So Quinn, they have gone around back. Are you following them on around, or are you going to do something at the front door?
Well, Quinn would have seen the deputy try and open the door and be like, well, there must be another entrance around back. And she would have watched everyone leave, and she would have gone to look at the first door. And you'd kind of see her shuffle around for a minute, if you were still there, I guess. And she pulls her bra out of her sleeve. We've all seen a woman do that. And she'll kind of take it, and she'll push the underwire out through one of the edges.
Okay.
And I would like to use that to pick the lock in a quiet manner.
Okay. Are you actually trying to insert it into the tumbler and pick the lock, or are you trying to like reach through and like an old car door, like catch
if it seems like the wire is gonna reach the actual deadbolt and be able to turn it, then yeah, that's what I'll try, because that's way easier.
Okay. So Maxwell, I need you to roll me. Let's do a brawl against the door here.
Kick that door's ass.
Yeah, show it who's boss. Quinn, let's do. This is weird, but we're gonna go with stealth because it's a perception and a willpower skill. So roll me stealth.
Hot damn.
I'm going to use a single competence point to prevent 1 point of failure.
Okay, but
it was not a success.
Okay.
2 points of success.
The door is stout. You kick it, it sort of rattles in the frame, but it doesn't budge. Do you all want to do anything else? Try again? Do you want to do anything, Clyde or Daniel?
Oh, when he kicks it and fails to get through, I do laugh.
Okay.
I take cover just in case something heard the noise. Like I'm like actively hiding with my weapon out.
Any of you know how to pick a lock?
Can't say that to do.
That was unfortunately a skill set that I never learned.
I doubt that.
Thanks, Dad.
Quinn, they have walked around the back and they're trying to get in, and you said 2 degrees of success.
Mm-hmm.
You reach up and get the wire wrapped around the deadbolt, and you're able to just shink, and it actually slides pretty easily and comes open.
At that point, would I have heard them try and kick in the door?
As you walk in, you hear a resounding boom from the back of the building.
Is that all I hear?
Why don't you roll me spot listen?
Great.
And
cool.
the 3 of you also roll me spot listen.
Yacked. Alright.
That is
That'll be 2 degrees of success.
3.
Okay.
1
4.
degree of success.
4 degrees of success.
2, 3, 4. Look at that.
Nobody's sneaking up on you all. Quinn, you hear the boom.
Actually, 1 degree of success. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm drunk. I should probably be rolling at disadvantage.
You might hear a scraping, maybe, but you can't quite tell. You definitely heard the boom at the back of the store. The 3 of you, you hear something coming through the woods behind you, from the direction of the coffee shop.
Can I
Not woods. It's more just like a tree break there.
can I go open the door for them very quickly before he kicks it again?
Yes, you can. Oh boy, guys. All right. You can rush through the small food mart towards where the door was. There's a small service or like a staff only area that you go through, a swinging door, and you see a door ahead of you that it's got a deadbolt, but it also has one of the pins dropped in on the top, so it's a little more sturdy. You all turn in the direction of the 3 of you. Sorry, I say you all and then I look at you all on the screen, but I recognize that you can't tell that. But anyway, the 3 of you hear rustling coming through the trees behind you, and 2 shambling dead come walking out towards you, drawn by the sound of the door kicking. One is in bib overalls with a feed store cap, traditional farmer looking older gentleman with half of his face torn away. He's got bite marks on the side of his neck as well, and blood running down the front. And the other one is a younger girl who is wearing a uniform, just a maroon polo that says Sweet Taste Bakery on the side, and she still has a drive-through headset wrapped around her neck, and they are shambling towards you.
How many feet away?
10 feet. As they come out of the tree line, they're about 10 feet from you.
I reach over and put my hand on your gun and tell you to lower it down. We need to stay quiet. Besides, I got this. And I walk up there with the confidence that I should not have. And I'm going to swing my club at the bigger one.
Okay. My bad. I measured it because you can do that with freaking tools. It's 25 feet from where you are to there. But I mean, either way, you can close that distance. That's not.
Can I open the door though?
Well, I don't run or anything. I just slowly walk towards them.
Yeah. Daniel starts walking towards them. Clyde, what would you like to do?
Blurb. Do we have eyes on Quinn yet?
You don't. She was walking away from you all. And she said she was going to be coming back. She was just checking it out, and she didn't follow you all around the side of the building.
Okay, well, I can't let Daniel do this on his own, so I'm gonna take the other one, and I would just like to pistol whip the zombie to death.
Okay. We're going to Maxwell, what would you like to do as you start to raise your gun?
I'm gonna have it trained on them, the shamblers.
All right.
Rasmussen, get the door.
You want me to kick it again?
Yeah, you're bigger than me.
All right. So Quinn, roll me your speed dice. So just your blue dice. Clyde and Daniel, roll me brawl and your speed dice and your damage dice. And Maxwell, roll me composure.
Okay, this boy has a problem.
1 degree of success straight.
Okay, so for brawl, that is going to be 2 degrees of success.
Okay.
My speed die was a 5, and my white die was a 4. I don't remember what the white die was for.
We'll do damage. Your damage dice was your last one.
Okay.
How'd you do, Daniel?
I got 2 degrees of success, 4 on my speed dice.
Okay.
Oh, should I roll my speed dice at disadvantage too?
No, don't worry about it. The
Okay.
disadvantage is self-imposed at this point. So you keep doing as much as you want to. I dig it.
He's drunk. It makes sense to me because he's drunk that he's not gonna be as
Drunk off too many
coordinated.
bottles.
He's not a drinker.
Okay.
He is not a drinker.
Speed dice again. Quinn, you got 2. What'd you get, Clyde?
5.
Okay, and Daniel, you got 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Now things may change. Now, as it stands, you both are going to. You got 2 successes on your melee or your brawl.
Mm-hmm.
You both are going to connect as it stands, but because the speed dice, what's gonna happen? Roll your speed dice again, Quinn, for me.
Why am I doing it twice? 3.
Okay, because you tied with Rasmussen on whether or not he was going to kick the door before you opened the door.
Oh, I
but
really
as
want that Looney Tunes moment where I open it and he just kind of falls through.
As it stands, this is how it plays out. Clyde and Daniel, you take a step towards these two shambling creatures. Maxwell, you've got your gun trained on him, and you tell Rasmussen to kick the door open. He hauls back to kick the door. Right as the door opens, he kicks through and falls in on his face. You wheel back. With your composure roll of 1, you don't fire your gun at Quinn as she's standing there with the door open. Now, Clyde and Daniel, you both hear the door open, so you may change your action at this point because the situation has changed. You can continue on and bash at these zombies, or you can flee into the village mart.
Now,
He's gonna keep going towards the zombies.
Yeah, I'm a spear the zombie and then bludgeon it to death.
A baseball swing right through the head.
What do you have? Do you have a baseball bat or?
I have that makeshift club
that's right.
that I put together
Your
with my
lightsaber.
bushcrafting abilities.
Your lightsaber.
It was Gandalf's staff
Oh,
mixed
that's right.
with my lightsaber handle
Okay.
that he bushcrafted together.
Okay. So both of you all kind of go ape on these zombies. There's only 2 of them. It's not a challenge. You both connect, no problem. And you're going for the head. Both of you roll me one of your white dice for to see if you're depletion.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. And you were using your pistol.
Yeah, I'm just pistol
whipping?
whipping with the butt of the gun
Cool.
until there's nothing but
Mark
mush.
down on both of those weapons that you've used them once for bludgeoning. So, Quinn, you open up the door. Rasmussen kind of stumbles in and falls at your feet. And in the distance, you see Daniel and Clyde doing Office Space printer style on these 2 zombies at the edge of the windbreak here.
And I did want to point out that is what it looks like. He is straight up. It looks like he is working through something.
Yeah, for Clyde, it looks like that scene in Fight Club where you just want to destroy something beautiful, so he's going like way too long. Like it's clearly done, but he's still.
Well, if it looks like they're into it, I'm not. You know, far be it for me to interrupt a good time. I'll turn back to Rasmussen and just can you stand? Are you okay?
What? Oh, yeah. I was gonna knock that door off its hinges there. It's lucky you came along.
Yeah, sure you were.
Deputy, it's open. The door's open.
We should check the building.
You see anything in there when you walk through? Come on.
I was a little focused on trying to prevent all of the noise from someone needlessly kicking a door.
Thank you.
No problem. After you, Deputy.
You two keep it down.
No, let him have at it.
They need
Put a
this.
post in.
As this door opens into sort of the mop sink and stock area. So there's it looks like they just got a fresh order of bread in a couple days ago. So you know the big carts that have the sliding plastic bread containers. Those have full loaves of bread on them. And then there's various dry goods, and it leads out into the village mart itself.
Okay. So, just taking a mental note of everything that we find. I just want to sweep, check every door, under counters, everything.
I turn around and start walking back in, but before I do, I grab Clyde by the shoulder and motion him to go back inside too.
For the record, I would have closed the door. I wouldn't have locked it, but I would have closed it.
Okay, we're done.
Come on, Clyde. You're
Let's
done.
go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Were you there enough, Clyde, that when he touched you on the shoulder, you don't recognize him as a threat?
I'm going to say that it's all being poured on whoever this poor zombie was. So as soon as he gets shaken out of it, he's cognizant enough to know that there was living near him, but all his focus was on that. So yeah, he's not gonna lash out. He just knows that the therapy session is over.
And in the back of your mind is the seatbelt. Ding, ding, ding.
I said to put it on.
Yep. As Quinn said, the door's closed but not locked. Rasmussen and Maxwell are heading into the shop proper. You can check behind the counter, make sure that there's nobody back there, hunker down or anything like that.
Is there an office? Like somewhere in the back by the bathroom or whatever?
Less an office and more just a desk with a computer in the main storeroom there.
I'd probably branch off and check that room for anything that might be useful in terms of communication or, connecting with the outside world.
Power is off at this point. There's no power on at the store.
I have a flashlight. That's the one thing I fucking wrote down that I found.
That's right. We found 2 flashlights last time, right? I think.
I know Rasmussen
I
started
have
out
a
with
flashlight,
one.
and he has a flashlight.
I think you guys found one in the truck at the barnyard.
Oh yeah, I do have a flashlight. It was given to me so I wouldn't use a lighter by the diesel generator.
Good plan.
I'm looking for more rations, more booze, and cigarettes.
Okay. So you
Same.
guys go straight into looting mode while Maxwell and Rasmussen clear the store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Classic.
So to the right, as you all come out, the left is sort of the store. It looks like some things got knocked over. It looks like somebody came in and grabbed some like stuff off one of the front shelves. It looks like the chips have been like kind of looted, but other than that, it's fairly untouched. It looks like it was locked up before it really got bad here, if it got bad here. And there's no way to tell if it was locked from the inside or the outside, whether they used the keys when they locked up and left or what. To the right is an open area where it's where tables are for the restaurant here. It's Bella's Pizzeria, and that's off to the right. There's a countertop, and then behind that is the kitchens and everything else that goes with that. Quinn, what specifically are you looking for in the? You're looking for communication devices?
So I would have looked for a ham radio, because, if this is a gas station, like a truck stoppy kind of thing, they might have something here. I would look for maps as well.
Okay.
Anything that's either going to help us connect with the outside world or better acquaint ourselves with this area in particular.
Okay.
Any of those things.
So roll me search. Clyde, what are you're looking for? Liquor, cigarettes,
And rations.
and rations?
Yeah, just food.
You can roll me search as well, but there's plenty of food here.
Okay. Then the only other thing I can think of that we'll need is gas canisters, and you said this was like a gas station, right?
It's not a gas station. It's
Okay.
it's a food mart and a restaurant in a small town.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
it's not
so
actually there's not gas pumps or anything like that.
I will see if they have propane tanks then, because some of them have like propane tanks outside.
Okay. And Daniel, what are you looking for?
I'm also going to be grabbing some food that I think I would like. If there's some Hostess cupcakes around, I'm grabbing some of those. Also, he's going to, keep his eye out for anything that could provide some form of entertainment or some books that he could read that could help him along his travels. Like maybe there's, it's a store, but I don't think it's got like books and stuff in it. But like sometimes those small stores do. And he was going to see if they've got like a little library section that might have stuff on the plants of the area that would be edible.
Okay, so roll me search as well. And Maxwell, you are the one doing actual work. So
Wow.
roll me search as well.
I thought we came here for rations. My bad.
How'd you do, Quinn?
I spent a composure point for 1 degree of success.
Okay. You find the phone, which is dead, of course. It's a landline, but it's still dead. They have a computer that is hooked up to a modem, but it is also kaput.
Is it like a laptop or like a desktop?
It's a desktop.
Oh.
It's an old desktop. It's like they use to order things and read the AOL newsletter every day or something. But you do find pinned up on a corkboard on the wall, you find a map, but it's more like the National Forest map. Like it shows all the recreational areas in the area. So if you were driving through, you'd know where to stop and check out where your next hiking trail is.
Okay.
So it does have some details of the area, but it's less focused on, like man stuff and more on nature stuff.
Okay, I will take that.
Clyde, how'd you do?
So I have 1 degree of success.
Okay. They don't have propane here. You do find a stack of those styrofoam coolers, like the ones that are stackable that you could put things in. Yep. But no gas canisters and no propane tanks or propane professionals.
Accessories.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm just loading up each one of these coolers with as much food and drink as I can find. And then I'm taking it back to the Accord, and then I'm repeating the process.
Okay. How'd you do, Maxwell?
No degrees of failure, no success, but I'm going to use 1 more competency point to get 1 success.
You get 1 success on them. If it's not a failure, you have 1 success. Remember, it's the first 10 below is a success, but the first 10 above is not a failure. You have to go past that to get a failure. Oh, unless that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
Okay, never mind. Just kidding.
So I did not succeed, but I was not 1 degree over.
I got you.
So I'm going to spend 1 point to make it a success.
Okay. We'll come back to you in just a moment. Not for ominous reasons in any way, shape, or form. How'd you do, Daniel?
I rolled a 7, so I see everything.
Okay.
It's more than 4 degrees of success.
Nice.
If you could have that.
You cannot, but that is good. Unfortunately, even with 4 degrees of success, you can't make something be there that's not there. So as far as like a, actually, you know what? With like a nature area, yeah, I can see that. They have like, but it's not a book. They have a, again, where that map was that Quinn found, they've got another little corkboard thing set up that has like one of those fold out pamphlets that's like wildlife of the area, poisonous plants of the area. There's 3 different pamphlets, one on wildlife, one on plant life, and one on uses of plants. So it's got like a few that you could use for medicine or things that are edible in this area.
Great. I'm gonna grab all 3 of those.
So not like super in depth, but what you would use as a tourist. And there's
Okay.
also one of those spinny things, floor to ceiling, or not floor to ceiling, but floor to eye height of paperback novels like John Grisham and Clive Cussler, a few bodice rippers, the basics that you would find at a roadside stand.
Okay, he's gonna grab one of the John Grishams, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Do you know which one's on there? I don't know any John Grisham novels.
The Client. It's an older one.
Okay, there we go. He's gonna read that. And he's gonna see if there's any books that he thinks Clyde or Quinn or the sheriff would like as well.
Okay. I mean, you can grab a few. No big deal. They'll be
Yeah,
Schrodinger's books until we decide what they are.
Cool. He grabs 2 for everyone.
Okay.
And then looks for a comic book for the kid. I don't know if there'll be one there or not, or like a young adult book for the kid. You know what? He's gonna get a young adult book for the kid because he doesn't know kids and he doesn't know what that kid's reading level should be.
You get the first one in the the third one in the Percy Jackson series is there.
Okay.
We're not gonna have the first one there. That's too easy. This kid needs some disappointment in his life.
Wow.
He grabs that book for the kid.
Maxwell, as you head back into the restaurant, you hear them gathering things up, and they're going about their stuff. They're sort of talking to each other in hushed tones as you continue sweeping the store. When you get back into the pizza, you pass the counter. There's another one of the swinging doors that leads back into the kitchen. You open the door. Rasmussen is right beside you. As you sort of sweep left, he sweeps right. And suddenly an older gentleman pops up behind the counter with a shotgun pointed at you, and he goes, "What are y'all doing? You looting my store? Y'all get out of here right now. It's my right. I can shoot you."
Sir, I am Deputy Sheriff Gray. You need to put your weapon down now.
Now you need to put your weapon down. You got a warrant?
I don't need a warrant. We're in a state of emergency.
The fuck you don't need a warrant. This is my business. I grew it from a seedling, and I'm gonna stand here until I die.
Do you have anybody else here?
That's none of your damn business.
Have you been holed up here this whole time?
Well, yeah. I heard the jets start going over. Some hoodlums came in here trying to get my store goods, so I sent them on their way and blocked the doors.
My intention isn't to hurt you, but I will put my weapon down as soon as you do.
How about you put yours down first? This is my store. You came in here. Sounds like y'all are robbing me blind.
Can we hear this?
Yep.
Does he
Well,
see us?
He cannot see you. The door has closed behind behind Deputy Maxwell and Corporal Rasmussen. But it's just a swinging door, so sound comes through, and he is not trying to be quiet. But he knows, he referenced that he knew there was more people out there because he can hear you.
All right. Corporal?
All right, now, go on, get out of here.
I
Can't
would
leave.
like. Sorry.
Not yet. We just need a little bit. We're not going to take it all.
You're stealing from me now? You're gonna come in here, point a gun at my face, and then you're gonna steal from me?
Hold on. I'm just grabbing my wallet. You can take it. You can take my cards. You can take the cash that I have in there. The credit card's got a $10,000 limit. Go crazy.
Roll me persuasion. unless you would like to use your sort of commanding air as a deputy.
I'd definitely be using that with this guy. Oh yeah.
Okay. So do command instead, if that's higher than persuasion. Clyde, what would you like to do while this altercation is occurring at the back of the store?
I would like to attempt to sneak up on him and disarm him.
You're not going to be able to.
We're in the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't get very far in before and it's one of those kitchen areas where there's like a pizza oven off to the side, the cooler's off behind.
Gotcha.
I got 1 degree of success.
He's gonna take the wallet, flip it open.
If I can hear this conversation happening from out where I am, I'm going to start doing very exaggerated lady crying.
Like you're sad, or like this could be taken to mean that these guys have captured you?
I mean, I'll leave it up to your weird gas station owner how he wants to interpret it. But he hears a woman kind of like sobbing, very loud, from out in the main part of the restaurant.
What's going on out there? You torturing people? What'd you bring into my place?
Only a few of our people. I'm not sure what the issue is, but they are all safe. Nobody here has any intention of hurting anybody else. Now I'm gonna go see what the matter is, and I'm gonna leave you as you are. I'm gonna start to take a step back.
And now what? How do I know you're not gonna cancel these credit cards as soon as you leave with all my goods? I don't got no power. I can't run nothing. You know what? I got analog. All right, come on. All right, I'll allow this. I got an idea. Right. He's gonna follow you back out into the place. Quinn, what are you doing while you're crying?
Oh, well, okay. Well, no one followed suit, so if everyone just kind of walks out hunky-dory, then I'll just stand up and pretend it wasn't me.
It was Daniel.
You know, he had a gun trained on my friends, so...
Maxwell was going to see what the issue was, but...
Yeah. My question is does he still have the gun trained on us?
Yeah.
Or has he put it down?
No, when you put yours down, he put his down.
Okay.
What about Rasmussen?
Rasmussen followed Maxwell's lead and lowered his gun as well.
Okay.
Okay.
He's gonna. All right, now he's not gonna turn his back to you all, but he's not gonna raise the gun. I need your signature before you lead off. And he goes in the back and he shuffle. You hear him shuffling around for a while. And he comes back out and he looks at Clyde. He looks at what all you've loaded up and Daniel, and he sees his cork boards are messed up, and he starts doing some mental tallies, and he says, "All right, you said there's a $10,000 limit on this card?"
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm gonna charge you $10,000 for all this stuff you're taking, plus mental anguish and surge charges and whatnot.
I understand.
He has one of those, the old school credit card machines where it's not a machine, it's a carbon copy. Yeah.
Oh.
And he writes out on there how much it is, and then takes your card and asks for your signature down at the bottom. And then he opens it up and pulls your cash out, whatever you got in there, and tosses your wallet back to you.
Sir, I've done some mental accounting on this, and you're overcharging us by at least $6,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what my surge pricing is.
Surge price to raise your price in the middle of a state of emergency is against federal law.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what? It's fine.
I also have the right to refuse service to anybody.
Consider it a tip.
A $4,000 tip?
Clyde.
Please excuse him.
I just feel like we should be able to get more, is all I'm saying.
Well, get a few more loads and then you gotta get going.
Oh, well, in that case, he just goes back in.
All three of you do notice during this that Daniel has taken 2 full fifths of liquor and put it into his bag. He was trying to be sneaky about it.
Do you really
Daniel.
think you need all that?
Need all what?
All of that.
Yeah, I do. We don't know. We might need it for medical supplies. It's dark liquor. We might need it for, I don't know, camaraderie reasons. Might need it just to drink the damn nights away.
How do you
What's
expect
it matter to you?
How do you expect to fix that computer if you're trashed?
That computer is not getting fixed.
Well, not with an attitude like that, it's not.
Look, it doesn't fucking matter. Now does it?
It
Nobody's
does.
coming, and we're all gonna be left here, and that's just the way it is. Doesn't matter who tries to get out here, because they're either dead or they don't care about us enough to begin with.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't want to fucking fuck you, and then I walk off.
I'll grab his shoulder and turn him around so he's facing me again. You mess up once and you're just gonna give up?
Don't think you know me. Okay?
You're right.
You don't know what I've lived through. You don't know who I was before all this.
I don't really think it matters now. Do you think it
You're
matters
right,
who
it
I was
doesn't.
before all of this?
Couldn't care less. Any more than you
Exactly.
could care about me. So what does it matter if I want to have a drink?
Can I take him and if there's like if we're in an aisle, right?
Sure, yeah. If that's
Can
what
I
you
just
want
kind
to
of back him into whatever is right there? It matters because I don't know if you've noticed, but there are other people here who do intend on surviving, and every fucking idiotic thing that you do affects all of us now. So you can stay here and drink yourself to death, or you can put those back and come with us.
He's going to try his best to shrug her off of him.
Yeah, I don't know
He is
that.
weaker than her. He knows that.
If it seems like he's fighting her, she's just gonna like gut check him real quick and repeat the question, or repeat the options rather.
Is any of this sinking into Daniel?
It is. He takes the liquor out. Fine. And he sets it down and he walks off.
Which way is he walking off to?
He's walking towards the exit that they came in from.
Okay. Now, yeah, you all go on out here. Do you take your drama and get out of my store? Don't y'all come back. Well, I guess once you clear down that $10,000 debt, maybe you can come back and swipe that plastic again.
Do you actually think you're gonna get paid? I'll say as I like follow Daniel out the door.
What's she talking about?
We thank you for your hospitality, sir. Stay safe. And mind that firearm.
Yeah, officer, don't go walking on other people's property. You be careful out here. Some folks aren't as forgiving as I am.
I'd bet
And
not.
He's going to escort you all to the door. And when he gets you to the door, he's going to lock. And then he sees the person in the car shaking and thrashing. And he goes, "What in the hell? Carl, is that you?" And he's going to push you all out of the way to go open the door
Ooh.
of the car.
Ooh, can
I would
stop
like to
him?
grab him.
And that's where we're going to stop for the week.
Ah!
Oh, fuck!
Should have just shot him inside. I was
Perfect.
expecting Rasmussen to do it.
I can't take that kind of autonomy for
You
Rasmussen.
absolutely can.
I was definitely thinking about shooting that guy the entire time he was talking.
I was crying as a distraction. Womanly tears. That's a good way to go.
I mean, see, the thing is, Quinn and Clyde might make a good team if they could just stop hating each other.
They even sound like a superhero duo.
Exactly.
Quinn and Clyde.
Quinn and Clyde.
Like Bonnie
I like how
Clyde.
it's just universally accepted that Quinn's name comes first, even though Clyde starts with a C. No, I'm not offended. It's fine. Whatever. Cool.
You know you're the sidekick, right?
Shut up. Yeah, I know.
All right.
She has the super strength. You're good with numbers. I mean,
That's sidekick material. Just saying.
that is
Although,
sidekick
you know, like,
material.
heroes don't ration their food. Pff, that's sidekick material.
You know what? Nobody's grateful for the guy doing the rationing until we get stuck and we need food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody appreciates them, but that's not blockbuster material.
No
It's
one says, like,
kick-ass.
my hero afterwards. Like, that's not a thing that happens.
Yeah, and the whole summer camp thing that definitely is like sidekick thing. Like, right? The hero was at like
you can
hero
learn
camp.
Lots of things in summer camps.
Exactly, you're learning
What
all
do you
the
do
things-
during the summer? Play your video games?
Yeah, and learn how to
Huh?
bash faces. That's what heroes do.
Yeah, I took
Sidekicks go to
Krav
summer
Maga.
camp.
Excuse me, I do believe that I was one of the only people today to turn a human head to paste. That's hero stuff.
Doesn't count if it's your wife.
He just broke the sound. He broke his mic sound. Well, we broke Clyde. So thank you all so much for joining us
thing
this
I've
week.
ever said on the internet.
Fucking emotions.
We're gonna do outro starting with Daniel. What's going on? How you doing? Where can folks find you?
Oh, hi guys. I'm Daniel. Or I'm Alex. I play Daniel. I'm not getting confused about my self at all. That's not happening. Yeah, so I'm Alex. You can find me on all the things at I believe usually Alexander_Eccles or Otter_man. There's usually an underscore in there. You can find it. It's fine. Just underscore and you'll get there.
Otterman,
I believe it's down below now. I updated all of our information.
Oh.
Oh,
Because I'm a
Neat.
gem that way.
you are a gym that way. I don't care what anybody else says. Justice and I don't have late night talks about it at all. It's
I
fine.
know you don't. We don't have late nights. You could have ended that sentence way earlier.
You're not wrong. I also don't have late night. Anyway, yeah, so Time Chronicles series is out on Audible. You can listen to that. It's fun. And then the Lupus Ex Machina game is still set to come out later this year. You can see a trailer of that on my Instagram page at Alexander_Eccles or Alexander_Eccles on Instagram. Yeah, there we go.
Nice. Lord Fancy, what you got going on? You got a game tomorrow, right?
Yep. Tomorrow we have episode 14 of Fancy's Fables, where we wrap up yesterday's insane episode, or not yesterday's, goddamn, last week's episode, where there was a random attack on the city of Waterdeep. So, if you want to see if you want to see what's to come of that kind of event, make sure you check out tomorrow's episode before we take a break next week.
Fun. My interest is peaked. And next up, Diana Quinn. What you got going on?
Hey, I have things and stuff. The biggest thing is tomorrow night over on Play Renegades channel, we return with episode 6 of The Nightlife. We just passed the halfway mark of season 1, so things are starting to get pretty messy for the coterie. We have some cool announcements coming on that front soon, including some neat NPC things. You guys get to meet my favorite NPC that I have ever created tomorrow if you stop by, so he's pretty great. I love him. Just saying. And then, of course, we have Iron Dust and Blood over here, and there will be some other announcements for new streams here shortly, too.
Cool. And last but not least, Clyde, what you got going on?
All right, we gonna see if I can get through this without any dead wife jokes. Here we go. I am Noir. You can find me all over the internet.
Your wife's
at God, I knew we couldn't make it. I knew we couldn't. I don't know why that tickles me. That's terrible. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Tomorrow you can find me over on Follow Black Cats Gaming for Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. We're doing a second playthrough, GM'd by the wonderful Susanna Grace, and we have Amelia Tyler playing with us, who is the narrator from Baldur's Gate 3. Instead of telling you what your adventure is doing, you could hear her call me a moron. Probably it'll be fun. Then later that day, you can find me over on Chromatic Chimera for Woven Realm, which is our 13th age game. It's a good time. On Thursdays, you can find me over on Pixel Circus for Trouble in Techburg, our Kids on Bike game that has a fantastic cast. Sharif Lee Jackson is our GM, Kaylee Bray, Mackenzie McCarty, and Shu, all playing. It's fantastic time. Then on Saturday, you can find me over on Morning Ritual, where we have a guest. I just don't remember who the guest is because I am a sleepy boy. So that's me.
Thank you so much. And I have been your game master for the evening. You can find me on the socials as Stashmandu, Instagram and Twitter. Like Diana said, we have Iron Dust and Blood this week over on Thursday night at 6:30 Mountain, so 8:30 Eastern. And check out all these fine folks, all the stuff they are doing across the internet. Find them on the social, give them a follow, give them a retweet on their stuff, help promote them. These are free ways that you can support the people that are making this content so that we can keep doing the things that we enjoy doing and you can keep enjoying the things that we enjoy doing. And it just makes a big cyclical thing where everybody's enjoying everybody. I take that back, but also don't. I said what I said.
It's a
keep
circle,
enjoying.
you know, and we're all.
Let's kick it over to Hunter's Entertainment.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you guys. Everybody
My
have a
wife.
good week.